There we go.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to another True Talk Real Season, Real Talk True Season podcast. We're back again with a special guest. So, I just want to first and foremost just thank you so much for coming on the platform. And I remember me and you just been having a few conversations and speaking about
Yeah.
some of the stuff that you felt like that you really wanted to. So, I thank you for coming on. Blessed enough, Slim. You know, the ones there. Introduce yourself, family tree.
Pleasure. What you saying, viewers? My name is Slim. A comedian from South London. Those that know me, you know what I do. Those that don't, go online, see what I do. But I'm also a father. A lot of my comedy material is about parenting and my kids. I got a bag of them. So you understand? That's what I do. So there's a lot of concern with what's going on in our community now. And I'm not really on the podcasting every minute, but I thought this is something worthwhile. So I said, yeah, focus. I said, I'll jump on board this. So thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me and even just coming on yourself and just trying to address certain situations. And let's just get straight into the nuts and crux. The reason why we really want to be here and talk right now, we want to talk about our young boys, our young
Mm.
boys growing up right now and, this heavy fluctuation of knife crime. And I just let you even touch on that. How do you even feel about that situation right now? And do you feel like we're doing anything better that we've been changing?
I think obviously there's more that we can do as a community, as parents.
Yeah.
There's definitely, because if there's nothing we can do, then where we're heading, we've got to do something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Something's got to be done. I mean, I feel that most parents, especially parents with a boy, um, their biggest fear when the child leaves the house is of a black, especially black or inner city kids. Their biggest fear isn't the police harming the kid. Oh, my kid's gonna go out and the police gonna nick him, or blah blah blah. Their fear between maybe the ages of 13 and 19 is they'll go out and get cross the wrong path, get stabbed, shot, run over.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the way the kids murder now is it's like they're playing GTA on road in real life. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
um, you know, parents are suffering, man. Families are suffering, and I just feel that. I mean,
Yeah, and I feel
there's no one cure to it. There's a few things steps that we've got to take. You know what I mean? We might have to reverse certain traditions that's now become commonplace. Just reverse that shit and go back to old school. There's
and
lots of
it's
parents
quite
out there.
it's
There's lots of
quite
parents.
interesting. It's quite interesting you said that, Slim, in the sense of go back. What would you say by going back? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people will sit there and say like we've gone back to the olden days. Slapping or chastising your child, you can't do that. The kids are running wild. What would you be
The
like right now? What are the
chastising,
solutions?
each child's different. Let me tell you that now. Yeah, I've got six of them. Two of them steps, but I've got six kids there. Each child is totally different. Yeah, so it don't necessarily mean it's bad parenting, but I do believe now a lot of kids have taken over their house. A lot of kids have taken
Facts.
over their house, and I think in a single parent environment, especially if it's the female that's the single parent and there's a boy, depending on how strong, or I always say crazy, the mum is, the boy. Look, all children will try and challenge you at a certain age. All of them, they'll test you. Come in at a certain time, they come back at. So we done it, but there's certain levels how far you'll go, and I think that a lot of kids
Yeah.
now boys have taken over um, their parents' house. Um, I've got a story I know from last year that a youth um, had robbed another youth, and the parent had gone up to the. This is out of London. Parent had gone up to the other parent's house. You know what the mum said? She can't control him. She said she wants him to get. This is how bad it's got with her. She wants him to actually get arrested and go back to juvenile, so she can get peace in the house. She she's got it's
Mm.
her. The boy's about 16, 17. She's got two younger kids. The boy's got the master bedroom king. And it's 2-bedroom place, you know, and her and the 2 little youths shared the small bedroom. My man walk up and down like, you know, and I think that's what it is loss of control. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some mums you can't try that with. You think there's some mums you can't, and I know you know the mums that you can't do that with. But I feel there is women out there, especially women. I don't hear too much men where their sons ruling them. I don't know of too much dad that the son, shut up, dad. You know, can talk to their dad anyway, or try and rule the house in any kind of way. And as I said, it is hard because you could be the best mum in the world and just gentle. But that, if you ain't got that gentleness, maybe he's that. He'll sense that. So even if you're gentle, my mum was a gentle woman, but if it came to it and she talked too much, she's an old Jamaican woman. I got the belt.
Yeah.
I never got brutalized. And as an older person now, looking back on my childhood, I can't say, yeah, she beat me for no reason, or she beat me brutal, or that. But yeah, she made me put some lick in my skin. And I think that.
And do you think that we're lacking that? We're lacking some licks. Do you feel like we're lacking some licks, or do you feel like it's quite nice on what you touched on in the sense of
Of course, I'll be straight. It's not, as I said, not every child's different. Not every child you'll have to hit. You can tell a child certain things, they just listen to you. Certain children are like that. And then you got your little boneheaded one.
But a lot of people say now this generation don't listen. A lot of people say now this generation don't listen. You know, like parents are finding it hard. Like you said, some of these boys are overpowering, big, bulky, and all the rest of it. So how do you maintain that? Do you know what I mean? It's quite nice because you touched on, you told me like, yeah.
Look, you got to install a fair, respect fair in your youth from young. If you ain't got that, he will challenge you in a bad way. We all grow older and stronger than our parents, all of us. None of us then say, well, I'm stronger somewhere, because there's a certain fear in you and respect. Yeah? Old school mums, what, if you can beat her up and that, listen, she leave the house when you're not sleeping, you wake up to the smell of that house on fire. You think you're going to lick her and say that she burned down the whole house with you lot in it, start again. I know it sounds drastic, but old school mums didn't play that. Do you know what I mean? This putting hand on. I've heard some terrible stories where it must be awful for the woman. But then, you know, as I said, there's no one cure, one antidote to this problem. So I'm not going to blame it all on women. But if you've got a child in the house that can rule you, once he can rule in there, he'll go out on the road and try and rule. I mean, there's certain things that are just missing. Even if you're a single parent family, you can still have a family unit. People think, oh, you can't do that unless you have 2 parents. No. Sometimes it's better the child only has 1 parent in the house. Well, you grow without the any bickering, do you know what I mean? And if the mums can't, it can actually be rewarding just having the 1 parent, depending on, as I said, on situations. Do you know what I mean? But I do believe morals, respect, empathy, and confidence. Confidence. A lot of you lack confidence. You know it, you see it. They sound confident, but that's cocky. That's not real confident.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them are lost in exactly how to be men. A lot of them have been,
quite interesting you saying that, and
we don't give them responsibility early enough. That's another key point. In other words, anything that happens, usually you'll have the mum that jump up and defend. So youth grows to always, I mean, we'll all defend our youths. If my child, you know, any of them need my help, I'll defend them. I'm going to just jump everything to defend them. Learn to fight your own battles. A lot of them don't. Then you grow older, and at 12, 13, your mum can't be walking around defending you because you ain't going to get no ratings on road. You're not in primary school no more. But you've never learned how to. And a lot of kids are in their house all the time till they get to that secondary school age. Listen, from I'm 6, 7, a lot of old school is at park. You're in the park with your brothers, your brethren. You see the local little hoodlum sometimes. Just keep away from them. Either they knew you or you just kept out of their way. Everything seems muddled up now. Everything was more straightforward. Yeah, those are the bad guys. Yeah, they do that. But everything's muddled up with the children nowadays. You know, drugs, the food they take. I mean, people say there's no jobs, no activities funding, you know, the school system. But we had all that. We had things were cheaper. Yeah, you could go swimming. It's cheaper. Boom, boom, boom. But I don't think that's the real problem. The problem comes, I do believe, from in the house, the child's environment. That's very important. Your house could be safe,
So
but
I
your
want to
child
ask you.
don't.
I want to ask you a question, Slim. Then, because obviously, like we know there's a heavy fluctuation of knife crime. My question to you is, what is the main point on the reasons why our young boys are running around? You believe running around stabbing each other? Do you reckon it's because there's a lack of male in the household? Do you reckon it's because we're not hitting and chastising each other? Like, what do you think it is? Like, why is our young boys running around killing each other?
I do believe at a certain point, a boy needs a male influence in his life. Positive, not any male influence, positive male influence in his life. You do. I mean, I've got daughters, and God forbid anything happened to their mum. I think that growing them, at some point, I'm going to need the advice of my sisters, my friends, girlfriends, or whatever it is. I don't cut, yeah, me up this, and that's it. Because I'm not a female. I'm a human like them, but at certain points, there's differences in us. And I feel the boys now stabbing, a part of that is no confidence. You're soft. You feel threatened. Some people do it because everybody's got a knife now. So just to protect themselves. But a lot of the youths, them actually stabbing up. That you ain't confident. You ain't been grown with no empathy in your house, in your heart, or in your house. You know, you can't come from a place where you're grown with proper love, empathy, certain places, and just run around and do that off your back. That's where the moral thing kicks in, the grounding, the first 7 years, what you learn. Yeah, you're a teenager now. Man's telling you, come, let's do this. Come, let's do that. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we stray. We've all done it on the wrong, but it never feels right because that ain't your grounding. That's not your foundation. So you lean back to where, yeah, this is me. I'm 49 now. We have things where you got the man them on road, man them with their name, man them robbing people, this and that. We all got kind of know guy them that are like that. But when they're ready to go and do that, later. I spar with the man them all day, Buckle Park, Peckham Rye, when they got the music, little festivals and things them. Yeah, Mellon Road, them days there, right. When the man's ready and darkness lit, the little hoodlums say, right, they're going boom, boom, boom. Say, yo, I'll see you lot tomorrow. I'll see you lot next week. Whatever. Now is a thing like, oh, peer pressure. You can't say no. And I'll always say to a child, if you can't say no to your friends, they ain't your friends. Do you understand? There's got to be certain times you can say no, and man ain't gonna, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm not doing that. What am I doing that for? The stabbings is confidence. It is confidence. Back in our day, most people, girl and man, you see fist fight on the road. Fist fight on the road. 1 or 2 man carry ratchet, no doubt. But then again, thinking about it, even though it's wrong, man weren't trying to juke up man. More time back in the day, man slice you.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot older man with like lines in their face. So a man say, remember me, boom. Which, as I said, is not right. But man weren't looking to end a man's life. Not like that. It's just too commonplace. And I feel it hurts me because we fuss about a lot of other things. That it's not that it's not important, but that ain't our number 1 priority.
Yeah.
Yeah, police do kill our children. And we're supposed to talk up about that. But deep, deep down, every parent knows when your child leaves, you're glad he comes back. You just hope he don't go to the wrong place, wrong areas. You got to tell your children they can't go certain places. As I said, we enjoyed places like all these parks. You know what I mean? Finsbury Park. I got all over North London, everywhere. You held it down, mind your own business. Don't make a big show where you are. It's the next man's territory. Man weren't fooling with you just like that. So I don't know where it is. It is a form of loss. The stabbings and all that is a form of lostness. You got to be lost to be running around crazy doing this. And as I said, it is the first 7 years of their life. If they grow in turmoil, parents always arguing. You know, a tumultuous house. That's no good for them. View what they're allowed to play.
Would you say so, Slim, would you say that the government plays a part? Would you say the government plays a part? And when I mean play a part, I mean, like, for me, I'm just going to keep it real. Like, I feel like there's so much of the government way or the Western way of living. Like, they've kicked the man out of the house, allowing the woman to be an independent woman, getting these benefits, getting certain things. So, you know, we've got a strain of men that are not able to be men because 9 times out of 10 they get with their girlfriend, they're living at her house, and then before you know it, if the relationship breaks down, he doesn't have nowhere to live. He doesn't have a stable relationship or stable understanding in the sense of being able to take care of his kids. So is the government to play a part of it, or is it just like down to, like, you know, the 7 years of parenting?
Listen, it is down. We like to blame the government because it's easy. Then we don't have to say it's us. It's not me. It's the government. That's easy. That's just palming that off. The child's in my house. I don't care what people say about you can't hit your kids and this and that. Your child gets to a teenage age and he's out of road and police is called on him for any reason and they turn up. They say, get on the floor. He's going on wild and he don't. What will the police do to him? You tell me, Chris. What is the options they've got? Your child going on wild on the road in public, and they can't contain him. What happened to him? Please tell me before they put him in the vehicle. Tell me the number of.
Man's gonna get tasered, beat up, licked down.
Face on the floor, rubbing up, hands behind their back, lift up till they can't breathe. You as a parent, would you ever do that without chastising them? No. But you're scared to do that. If your child's wild, the police are not scared. They tell you not to hit your child. But if they need to hit your child, I will. You say, don't be cruel.
That's quite interesting.
Children will get something taken off them. After a while, parents, man and woman, can be, it's being cruel. Now, it's being cruel. So now you say you're going to take away the youth's phone for a week. Within 3 days, he's got it back. Because for the last 2 days, he's been a good boy. See, so in his mind, he's growing. I'll get away with it. I'll get away with it until they fall in the hands of the system. And where mum used to fly up to school, or parents used to fly up to school and be cussing off teacher and doing a whole heap of things like that. Once the system got you at a certain age, your mum can't say nothing. Your mum gonna watch them sentence you and ball eye water. And they're gonna say that's cruel. System don't care. Your child going to prison and going away, what do they do? They lock him up.
But then my question, I would ask you a question then, because we scream out a lot about fathers, and then there's a lot of fathers that if the dad was in that same role and he had the child and that child went to prison, we would be saying that the dad is a bad father. Like, why do we not put our hands up when we see bad parenting, which is sometimes with women doing things wrong?
Well, you know, as a man growing up, it's not the done thing to criticize women, especially black women as well. It's not the done thing. We take a lot of flack. Most of us grew up with somebody around us saying, black man don't know what this. Just standard. Now, if you're walking around, you got a son saying that, what are you pushing in his head? That guy's what this. If I shank him, it's nothing. It's programming. Just like how back in slavery, they programmed the majority of people to believe black people weren't human. So when we're doing this to them, it don't matter. We're whatless, we're this, we're that. And don't get me wrong, there is some whatless man out there. But we've reached to an age, I think, and a time, we got to learn. We've been here long enough. We've got to learn from the past generation's mistakes. Does that mean if you picked up whatless man and this, now the next generation of girls saying, hold on, let me see. I remember the generation of women there that said these men then was running away in that. I'm going to check out how this guy is before I have any kid off him. Because if it does go, Pete, Tom, I'm the one left with you. So I'm going to, just like you would with a mortgage. You're not going to get a mortgage with anyone. Somebody reckless, you know, they don't pay their bills. Let me get a mortgage with him. He'll change. He'll pay the mortgage off.
Let me quickly interject. Like, how comes that is in the sense of, even in our culture now, like, we won't get married, but we will have children for someone that is a lifetime partner, if not. So why are we so afraid to get married, but we're not afraid to have kids?
They don't promote marriage. That is one thing I'll blame government TV. They don't promote marriage, and if they do, it's always done in a mockery way. So don't tell the bride, married at first sight. I don't think that. You're turning marriage into puppy show thing. Think about it. So you as a young one, all right, again, what TV soap out there portrays a really happy marriage? EastEnders, Hollyoaks, whatever it is, happy marriage. The people are married, not boyfriend and girlfriend.
I'm trying to think, you know.
They don't promote happy, they don't promote. So if you're growing up in the last 15, 20 years, seeing Max, this, that, sometimes at home, the craziness. Me, most probably as a youth, say I'm not getting married. They say you big people are crazy. And I think that's why it is as well. You know, a lot of parents, we are not maturing fast enough. So the youths do see your relationship arguments. They do see. So that's why a lot of kids prefer grandma's house. Think about it. I had an older parent. I'm glad my mom had me older. Because everybody that had younger parents, there's some kind of argument in the house, or my mom and dad, or blah, blah. I didn't get none of that. So I actually grew in peace. So it must be jarring for a child to live in a household that is just, and it ain't he's doing. It's like the mum and dad ain't grown up. That's why I say, you know what, I'll go grandma have a house. She's wrong. I ain't getting none of this bullshit. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So the parent now is respected by the youth. They respect grandma. And I spent a lot of time with grandma, because maybe you was raving, maybe you was running down partner, maybe you, whatever. But grandma's my chick now. And if you notice, a lot of kids have problems with their parents, dad or mum. Very few have problem with their grandma, unless she was wicked. Very few people have problem with their grandma, because that was the most probably stable time they'll have. When mum come again and bring you back to the house, as I said, it's not one reason. And as I said, you can't just put it down to women. You know, men need to step up. But women need to allow certain men to step up. When I say certain men, not just your baby father, you got brothers. You know, you got relative things. Don't be thinking, brother, oh, don't rough him up. I don't want you to put hand on him and that. Let your brother swing him round, hold him by a collar. Where you are, though? Sometimes you need it. Sometimes it's called scared straight. I'm not into this nampy-pampy, what do they call it? Super nanny vibes with kids sometimes. Sometimes you got to frighten them.
Straight.
See what I'm doing with the son? If your son was frightening you from young, even when he get big, he's not fucking with you, because deep down, he thinks, as gentle as she is, if I light that fuse, she's going to kill all of us. Or mash us up with something in there. You just got to respect fear, and that is missing. That really is. They talk to, look, anything a child can get away with in the house, they will then bring out onto the road. It's just simple facts. If my mum knew I smoked at 12, it don't matter which one of her friends or whoever knows her I see out on the road and see me smoking. My mum knows. Why are you smoking? My mum knows. We can't be friends with our kids like that. We can't be friends. Not like that. I mean, I'm strict sergeant major with you. I'll have a laugh in that, but same speed, you'll always remember, I'm dad. I'll always have ask my kids, I'm a comedian. I must joke. We always joke around, but all of them's got that. All of them. And they stretch from what, 31, 32, go back to 20. 16.
And that's quite interesting that you're saying that, because that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting that you're saying that, because they say, like, obviously, you know, like men in general, not even just black men, men in general don't stick around. They're not around for their kids and everything. and you're a great displacement of that in the sense of, so like, how comes that we always get that bad stigma and we never talk about, you know, the dads that are around and the dads that are represented?
It's an easy excuse. As I said, no one. How much time you hear bad mother, bad mother? It's not. You're not. Even if we know it and we can see it, you're not supposed to say it. This girl could bed up and everything on crack, walk around scratching her skin with her youth, them naked walking behind her. No one's supposed to point. A woman can point and say, "What a bad mother." You as a man not supposed to mention that. So it's very hard to have a debate because, you know, no one don't want to feel, oh, you're blaming me, or it's not a blaming, but as parents, we're fucking up. I'm going to say it straight.
Of course.
As parents, we're fucking up. As adults, we're fucking up.
I would ask the question in the sense of, well, who, like, there's a lot of knife crime, a lot of kids are stabbing, like, and there is a lot of single parents. So in that kind of sense, do you think it's the father's fault for not being around, or do you think it's the mother's fault for not raising a child right?
Look, a woman can raise a man. She can, because there's a lot of women out there done it by themselves and raised some proper kings. There's some proper youths, don't get me wrong, because it's nice that the youths, them that are doing the right thing at college, no, so we're not talking about you. We know that you're out there.
Yeah.
We see you. We see you, because sometimes you know what I mean? When we're talking, man say, but I'm studying, I'm doing it. No, we're not talking about you. Yeah, but you can, as a mother, bring up a boy. It's not easy. Not every mums can do it. But most probably the mums put them around and I'll give you an instance. I didn't go with the dad in the house. But my mum used to go to church every Saturday as well, you know, blood. Seventh-day Adventists go on Saturday, not even Sunday, bro. I couldn't have joined the football team, nothing. What football? Get your Bible. Yeah? But without going like into that environment, and it was black church. So black people and that ain't like Roman Catholic, like there's no connection or and everybody gone. It's proper. So you'd see black families. You can't say they're perfect. They most probably had their arguments that you see the dad in a suit, the mum dressed up nice, kids dressed up nice. So I saw nice family units. All the men worked. There's guys that are self-employed, they're carpenters, plumbers. When you're there, over the years, you learn, oh, that's what he does. That's what he's a carpenter, he's a this and that. Okay. So I didn't see all the time, by the time I reached, say, 13, 14, and they start hitting the roads and that, and just hear women, general women chat sometimes. It's like, black men, what this? Black men, what this? But I've always been, but we're not. Yeah. There's guys out there that don't see their children. Yes. There's guys out there who could do better. Yes. But I don't know, me personally, I don't know no guy that had a kid of someone that is his girlfriend that just said, you know what? I'm not saying it ain't happened, but I don't know enough guys that just say, you know what, I've got a kid, but fuck him. I don't want to see him.
I believe that.
There's usually a problem. There's usually a drama. She don't like his girlfriend or some kind of thing, or you done her bad, so you can't see the kids. Then you got a lot of kids 100%. Growing up from hate from what they're being told in the house. I've spoken to guys that have said their mum or whatever used to tell them this or that, and it was always one side. Child grows with hate. Come here years ago, and the brother was just incest. So I looked after my dad, and he's saying, yeah, man, that's good. He goes, my dad. And he went on to just say, nah, man. He visits all these other kids. He's got different kids all over the place. He visits all the other ones, except for him. I'm saying something that don't sound right. If he's got the effort to travel around, visiting, see, not all of them in one place, and then he's there, but not you. Maybe you have to need to have a chat with him. Do you see what I mean? Because there's going to be a reason for that. And then until he's until then, when I see him, I want to punch him. Now, no doubt in the house, his mum, for whatever reason, has this guy don't see that, but he's raged. How much you out there is like that? Being told this and that and that, and the mum out of bitterness told there's certain things we've got to do better. As I said, we got to do better. These youths are coming 100%. Every day out of a black house. No, I don't. They're not coming out of a police station. They're not coming out of a white person's house. They're coming out of a black person's house, armed with some big knives. Say, oh, the government would do that, and if it was white kids, yeah, they would. But if you know the game, as fucked up as it is, then you know how to play it. I.e., I can't rely on the government because they're going to do fuck all about it. So that means it.
Yeah.
So we can't keep shifting government. Government do what? Do you think that child's attitude will change because they open up swimming baths and say you can go swim free in the gyms? You think man's still got to? We got to stop making excuses. Yeah, parents got to start judging what they do with their time as well. Time, money, energy. Make youths travel as well. Travel to me, Chris.
Yeah.
One of the best educators. Traveling. If you notice, when you do travel and people that don't travel, they've got a very narrow-minded view because they haven't traveled.
Yes.
Or it's what they've heard say, oh, I heard this is like this, or I heard, have you traveled there? No. Traveling makes you appreciate different cultures, makes you appreciate people. I think if you're stuck in an environment, the same intense environment, day in, day out, day in, and strange enough, mums will holiday by themselves and the youths are at home. There's mums that fly out regular on holiday. The youth them's at home. Are they all right with my mum? They with this, they with that. Do you think they might want the holiday as well? Travel with the youth then.
Of course. 100%.
You're in Dubai on a 4-day.
100%.
When you travel, I don't care what you say, it educates the youth. Even if you travel up and down England, you ain't no money, travel. Let them see that people live differently. You can't just have the youth, this intense pressure cooker, 24/7. Of course, they're going to go on to whatever's around because that's all that's.
And it's quite interesting that you're like Slim, trust me, dropping so much gems and facts right now. And I just really even want to touch on, like you said, you got 6 kids in there, and like, you know, 16, like how do you as a father navigate through right now? Like, are you a worried parent? Are you concerned for your kids when they leave the house, or
always,
are you
always,
like, have you equipped them, like what like if there's a parent out there, like what is it something that you do? Because obviously you've got kids and they're growing up now and everything, and some of them seem to be coming out of that now. Like, what have you done that you could give to someone today to say that you've done, or did you keep on top of them? Like, what is it? Did you just keep it real with them? Like, what was it?
Keep it real, and you got to keep on top of it. That's the truth. You got to keep it real and keep on top. Don't get me wrong. You could do all the right things. When a child turns to us, especially an adult, especially if they're not under your roof anymore, they can then decide to lead whatever life. And do you understand? Sometimes you see them stray from how you brought them up. But hear what? If they got that good grounding, that 7 years, that good foundation, it doesn't matter how they sway. Because of that foundation, nothing will feel right until they go back to that.
Yes.
That's even as adults, you say, reset back to your happy place. When was your happiest? Not when I was doing this, when I was doing that. Sometimes what we think is happiness, not happiness. Do you see what I'm saying to you? You got to reset back to, I used to be more peaceful when I was just doing this. It is a shame. And I keep saying, because as I said, it's very hard to say about parenting and all that. There's mums that have brought up some proper kings by themselves and done their shit. But I'm telling you straight as well, just as you got those
big up to them, man. Absolutely.
Big up. Trust me. Trust me, I see it out there. But you also got the mums that are fucking up, and no one don't want to say that. Women can say that. Your missus can sit down and just curse out women the whole day. Don't join a woman's argument. Even me as a man, I know. I see 4 women having their discussion. What do you think? None of my business, blood.
Yeah.
But it's time we say we're fucking up. It's time. Because them, all they want to be is listen. You listen to them. Don't get me wrong, youths also can want everything. Yeah. You listen. It'd be nice for you to get a youth on here that's gone through or in that kind of situation, and why and that. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they don't want to be recognized, fair enough, but you know, even if I put what they call it, they've got masks anyway now, standard. But Even if you want to, you know, interview one of them. Because it'd be nice to hear their view. I don't always talk about it, but none of them, you know. But it's gone to shit.
Yeah.
Relationship.
And I like the fact that I like
boys approaching girls.
Yeah.
It's different.
Because I like the fact that you've even said of like, I like the fact that you was even saying like, you know, like sometimes we're not just taking that ownership though. I love the fact that you said that, Slim. We're not taking no ownership, and that's down to fathers. There's some waste man out there. Man want to try and go out clubbing, and man want to always talk about kicking the yak, but you don't have to look after your son. You've got women out there talking about, oh, he's a waste man, he's a waste man, but you're the one that laid down with that waste man, and then now your child is sitting there talking about, oh my God, I did nothing, when you perpetuated that. So it's like, wrong is wrong, and sometimes it is mental health, sometimes it is depression, sometimes it is domestic violence, sometimes it is abuse, sometimes it's just bad parenting.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's some parents with health problems themselves, and it ain't easy. But you can't say all these youth stabbing is because their parents got mental health, or their parents this, or their parents that. Sometimes we lose focus. As a parent, you can lose focus. Parenting is a long time and it's a long job. Especially the first 15 years can get tiring for some people. The first 3 was fun. Ross, this is tiring. By the time the 7th, let him do what he wants, as long as he don't burn down the house. It can get tiring to keep up. You know, I feel once you have a child, you got to make that sacrifice. So the sacrifice is the child comes before my own happiness in raving, etc. Obviously, you have to be happy in your heart, but before the other little idiot things, relationship. But if I'm not in a relationship, I won't be happy. Come on now. Your duty, number one.
Come on.
Man or woman, you got that child and they're in your house, your duty especially is the child, number one, before anything else, before you, yourself. That's why most parents, they will do without and make sure they buy their youth. I'm not sure if it's like that standard now, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Or nails or whatever for the youth.
100%.
Know where your youth are at as well. That's very important. When we see things on the street, a lot of us say, well, where's the parent? Look how young that youth looks. I don't know where he is. Or I'm working, so that ain't an excuse if you're working. Fair enough, you're trying to pay the bills. It is hard. Juggling being a parent and doing it is hard. But you can't just use it as an excuse, especially now.
Yeah.
You got your phone.
Yes.
You talking about? Yeah, but they don't answer it. Well, if they don't answer it, they're going to pay that contract. Well, they're going to top that up themselves.
Facts.
Back in the day, you remember, you know, we didn't have mobile phone. My day, I didn't have no mobile phone, 17, 15. I didn't have no mobile phone. Didn't come out till I was, what, about 20. Them old brick ones there. I'm a big man. For the teenage years, your mum tell you one thing, and she goes out, make sure. So your mum says to you, look, tidy up, make sure none of you lot leave the house. She don't have to ring every minute. She come up in the house ain't tidy, or anyone who leave the house. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? You know how it was. Now it's nothing. As I said, parents have to get back the title. I think a lot of parents have lost that title from their youths and they don't even realize it. As I said, big up them mums out there that don't business. She's got 5 sons in there. Should be in there like Mike Tyson with all of them. Don't business. There's certain mums not having it. That I definitely know. So I don't want to make it seem like all women are weak. There's certain mums that won't admit they need help. Yeah. Maybe out of shame.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. Because we don't like take shame. We don't want to say to someone, oh, you know what, blah, blah. But say it. It's going to show up sooner or later.
Yeah.
The behavior will show up sooner or later. You can't make an excuse when you get locked up for 15 years for killing someone.
But this is it. And I think that a lot of us wait until that moment, do you know what I mean? And it's like, we're seeing a lot of mums marching like, oh, I lost another child, stop the knife crime, stop the knife crime. But I'm like, where's the parents that was raising some of these youths that have obviously gone on to kill? And we never hear their stories. We never hear them speaking up and standing up and saying, do you know what? I might have got it wrong. Or do you know what? I didn't have the right support network. Or do you know what? I felt shame. Do you know what? Like, I could have done better.
That's right. I might have got it wrong. There's no shame in saying that. Remember, you can't cure something without admitting there's a problem. You know, somebody that's addicted to booze and can't get, unless he admits, you know what, I got a problem. He will never ever solve that problem. It's the same here. When we excuses. No, we fucked up. Fair enough. Our bad. Let the youth sometimes, if they hear it from you as well, you think, "Bro, I'm not going crazy." You have to understand. Sometimes a youth hear you as be an adult. That's how they learn to be an adult. But something's got to be done.
I like the fact that you said that. Set by example. Set by example, and I like you said something definitely needs to be done. And if we're not going to set by example, after a lot of the times we're saying that to our kids, you know, go and do this, be better, do it, and you're not doing it yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of us invested in our young people, but we'll give them a computer because we want to be on the Snapchat and the Instagram, and you want to be getting your lights up as well. I've had a young person say to me their mum was on Instagram flicking, twerking the body, and young kids from his age was like, bro, I just saw your mum on Instagram and everything. How do you think that makes him feel as a young man?
Yeah, this, you know what, as I said, it goes back to morals, respect, empathy, and confidence. Think of that. If you've got that, you should be all right in life, innit? No matter what. Everybody has their ups and downs. But listen again, you've got confidence, morals, respect, and empathy. You should roll all right. Because remember, of each one, there comes subdivisions. Of moral becomes this. You won't do this. You won't do that. Of, you know, respect. You won't do this. You won't do that. So you got those things. That's missing from households. There's enough households that ain't got that. Enough you ain't got that in there. They ain't got confidence, morals, respect, or empathy. And with that, you got a dangerous child on the road, whether male or female. But let's get it right. We've got to say it's the boys jooking up. We don't do. I'm not saying there ain't girl gangs and there ain't bad gal out there, but on the most, what we're seeing is that boys stabbing up boys.
It's a young boy. Yeah.
And for the reasons as well is to show you mentality. So it's the mentality of the child we have to change. Mentality of the parents as well.
Facts. Yeah.
You know, some people don't mind their child being hard. They survive. So they don't mind their child being a hard.
Yeah, of course. I would say to you right now, you know, like I don't know either, Slim, and I want you guys to also make a comment and share this, you know, and sit down with your young people and listen to them. That's the most important thing. Listen to what they're saying to you. What they're saying to you is factual. Like my mum used to be one of those parents in the sense of, oh, it's not really like that, and you know, just walk away, and you know, don't talk to them. And it's much more harder than that, and you need to listen to them. You can't just keep saying to them, oh, just go home or just do this. They're getting caught up regardless. We just had this young boy that got stabbed on his doorstep because he was actually just trying to sell clothes, and the boy even tried to stab his mum as well and slice his mum and kill the young boy.
Now,
and he wasn't on the road. He wasn't running around.
They ain't got no points that I just put. The morals, the confidence.
Say that again.
They ain't got those points. These are the guys that I'm saying they ain't got no point. Them points. Everybody robs everything. You know what I mean? Not everybody robs, but you'll always have robberies. You'll have people that do these things. But for you to stab up it's like kids, they're frightened to break their fist. The action even be going on. But I mean, even if the guy's resisting the thing, why jock him up?
Yeah.
Clothes. Is that where your moral guidance and moral compass is?
It was for a few Montclair jackets.
How much you really gonna get for the lot? Even if you get top whacked, how much you really gonna get? And you're gonna kill or try and kill people. This is what I'm saying. You ain't got no morals, no judgment. You get caught doing that now, you'll go in jail for years. Then you're gonna say it's unfair they sentence you like that. And then chat shit if it was a white man, blah blah. Big man, you got caught.
Yeah, facts.
You've got to understand, yeah, there's consequences. And I think, as I said, a lot of children don't experience real consequences. The system, you're right, does this. They allow them to get away with a lot of stuff. So it starts with in the classroom, shut up to the teacher, boom, boom, boom. Then they can do that. They go to college, they talk how they want. Then when they leave, they think they can go to a job and do that. Job sack them. Now they aren't on the road, whatever. Yeah. Police come along, they think I can deal with, nah. That's where you understand. Once you're in their system, nobody can save you. If you're going to get a sentence, you're going to get 100%. A sentence. The only body going to save you, you got to pay for that person to save you. Yeah, a lawyer, a white man, again, more than likely. Mum can't save you no more. Mum can't kick him to the police station. Let go, my son. You better take him out of the cell and all that kind of. There's nothing. You join him. there's nothing you can do again.
Yeah. So yeah.
Before we get to that stage, as I said, let's reverse. Think, right, where are we going wrong? Why are the youths there? Music, very important. Mums ain't really, well, it is, kids, adults ain't really clued up on everything kids do. It's like Grand Theft Auto. You know, it's a lot of young kids won't say to their mum, buy me Grand Theft Auto. They say, can I buy GTA?
Yeah.
Now tell them, mum, that sounds like a driving. Think of it. That's how kids do it. Yeah. GTA. Don't sound bad. If you said to your mum, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, from your theft, your mum will, I want that.
Yeah, I want that. Straight.
This game literally needs to be banned. And I'm sorry for the people, but I know it's very popular. The game actually serves no purpose. It literally is a road guy. I mean, I want all mums, yeah, that's children's got this Grand Theft Auto, or GTA, as they call it. Tell them to put it on and watch it for 15 minutes to see what it is they do. This guy, what does he do, Chris? He walks around and what does he do? He can sell drugs, he can kill, he can
walks around. Yeah.
What purpose does this serve? And now I see the youths them killing. Sometimes it's like they're killing from a scene out of that. Grand Theft Auto, you know, the character don't care about who's around him. If he's gonna shoot someone, he'll shoot them on the road in broad daylight. You can buy drugs, get your hair cut, clothes. This is Grand Theft Auto. I really believe that a lot of mums don't realize, why, what do you want, GTA? And on the front, it don't look bad. Look, cars, little criminal looking guy, that's it. Music.
Facts.
Drugs. They've moved. Where back in the day, when we was growing up, black youth smoke weed, not skunk, weed, or if you did smoke, not everyone smoked, or ash. Really two things. Certain man on their little cult thing, but you could tell that them drugs never agree with black people. A white person can hide them drugs, they can function. They can be a functional addict on them things. And until they're going rehab. You're right, I didn't realize. My man turned up to work every day. Black people take them drugs. As soon as you take it, you can tell he's taking it. Do you understand? My man turned up to work late. Sometimes he doesn't turn up. You think, what's happened to your life, Errol? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looking different. We didn't do that to you. These youths, them now, are taking balloon. You know what? The first time I see youths take balloon was I was doing a show in Amsterdam, and the youths had travelled from England. It was like a group booking thing where they'd come over, and I was the comic for their entertainment. And I reached the club, and I remember there's balloons around, and all these youths in there was blowing up. I thought they was helping to decorate the club, with the balloons, Ain't until I noticed no one ain't tying them at the end or putting them up. And I see all these little silver bullet looking things, thinking somebody's got machine gun in the place, because they look like little bullets in the capsule.
No.
So I said to them, what is that? They killed themselves. They killed themselves. I said, I thought you lot was helping to decorate. I know I take drugs with a balloon,
I thought you was helping to decorate.
You remember I'm 49. Balloon ain't
49. That's what they're doing now. That's what they're doing. Balloons, they got the lean, they're drinking cough syrup. You know what I'm saying? Mixed with some Sprite. Like, this is crazy.
Trust me, and this is why you're seeing it come out a lot with mental health problems. It does. A lot of these youths, how much youths gone crazy off skunk?
Yeah.
Young youths.
Yeah.
You go to some of these institutions and visit
Yeah.
them. Remember, I visited other places. The amount of young youths, like in madhouses. I shouldn't call them madhouses. You know what I'm saying. But the amount of youths in these institutions.
Yeah, of course.
Young. Start smoke skunk 12, 13. Turn their head. Me, I didn't start smoking till I was a big man. 18, 19. Didn't smoke at school. You had smokers at school, but I just didn't. As I said, you could say no. Ain't my thing.
Yeah.
But these youths, them now, they won't say no. They'll take. Everybody does this. Everybody that. It's not everything agree with you. It's not everything you do. Somebody do, you must do. This is what I'm saying. Everybody kind of. And people say it's peer pressure. Resort back to learning to say no. If man don't want to spar with you, say no because you don't want to do a certain thing. They weren't really a brethren, and that again would have showed up sooner or later down the years. They weren't a proper brethren to you.
Yeah.
Whether you go jail, they don't come and visit you. Whether their teeth your girl, whether their teeth your stock, or whatever it is you thought this brother was your brethren, he showed you down the line, and he was showing you that before, but he didn't like you telling him no.
So like my whole thing, like just to wind things down, because I know like a lot of people are just sitting there like, like man need to make sure I get this one on the playback, but like constantly seeing anything, and we talk about it like you said, the government is not to blame and everything. And you as a man, and you have employed children as well, if there's anything that you could say right now, is a final solution in the sense of just, is that what you're just saying? Just teach them empathy, or is that what you're just saying? We need to just be better, more opportunities. Like, is it more the young people's problem? Is it our problem?
It's our problem. It's our problem. It is. I'm not saying other nations, because you've got Asian youths running around now chopping up each other as well. But the problem is.
Let's talk. Like, no, that's what I'm saying. That's the.
Sorry. Say that again. Sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said Asian kids and Asian. No, I was just saying Asian kids and everything. Like you said, it's not. We're not just talking about black youth. We're talking about youth in general. Like, there's a youth crime. So don't get it twisted in the sense of we haven't got Asian boys, white boys, black boys. You know, everybody's in a certain demographic stabbing up people. Now, if you want to be vague and start talking about in Newcastles and Scotland's and rare, then yeah, it gets like watered down. But I'm saying in a lot of the communities that we're based in, we've got a lot of Asian, a lot of Somalian boys, a lot of black boys, a lot of white boys, and we're facing a high rise of knife crime, more than I believe anyway. With this whole thing of lockdown, we're getting more knife crime, and we're meant to be on lockdown.
Yeah. It's totally, as I said, we've actually reached a point where we do have to sit down and have this discussion, as uncomfortable as it is. As I said,
sometimes.
No one wants to admit, parents, we don't want to admit we fucked up. Boy, we could have, but it's nothing. Admit it, own it, and let's move on and make it right. Do you know what I mean? For the next generation, even if you can't save the generation you got now, hopefully they'll, you know what I mean, self-regulate, self-adjust themselves and their behavior. Because a lot of youths, they do see the light, even if they didn't grow. After a while, they just get fed up on that life. They obviously friends died, this, and they just see it for the bullshit it is. Now it's for the younger generation, because I don't think none of these kids doing all the stabbing want that for their child, because they're going to all be fathers one day as well. And that's going to be the worry on your head because of a trend you was doing that's carried on into the future. So something's got to be done, because you go Newcastle. What about Newcastle? I'm not worried when my youth go out, he's going to be stabbed by someone from Newcastle. Do you see what I mean? They don't worry about that over up there. On a broad level, parents, we've got to take responsibility for the way the youths them growing up. We stop the government. The government's never been there for us like that. They give you little bits and pieces, but has the government really grown you? Has the government always been there for you, helped you out, and now they just stopped helping black people?
Yeah.
It's never been like that.
Yeah.
We've got to stand up, take accountability.
Yeah.
You know?
I like, man. I like that, man. I think it's quite. No, as I said, I think it's quite interesting. It's so powerful with what you're saying, because it's like you said. I say it time and time again. You know, like us taking accountability, and you know, like just for everything that we've been saying, like you know, like sometimes it's like it's harsh to hear the truth. Do you know what I mean? But we see it every single day. We say that we want change, and it is really, really up to us. And we keep pointing the finger. You know, like oh, it's the police, or it's the government, or it's the father, or it's the mother, or it's the child. But we all just need to take accountability. Yeah.
As adults. Yeah, as adults. Because you say, right, that way ain't worked in growing them. I'm talking about beating, not just of the old age. Yeah, beat you, then beat you. I'm not like that. But if they do after a while deserve half, you're going to get one. And there's a difference between beating and brutality. Now, I'll beat my youth. The police will brutalize your youth. The more they struggle, is the more they're going to get some brutalizing. Yeah. As I said, you're not going to take washing up liquid and spraying your youth's face for his eyes to sting. Police will spray your youth in his face with shit to make him not be able to breathe good and to sting him up. At the same time, lick him up. And then put his hands where it frees him till it can't. So I would rather, basically, I'd rather discipline my youth with my version before it gets to their version of discipline. Because remember, everything they do, no matter what, is called reasonable force. That was done under reasonable force. In court, he was going reasonable force. So all this, I don't want to this and I don't want to that.
Yeah.
Think of if you don't, where your kid's gonna end up, or what the police will do to your kid if he's out alone and don't know how to carry himself and don't know, don't have that moral code, don't have that respect, don't have that. You are gonna fall foul of the law. And they're just waiting for these boys. You know it. Well, some of them, every one of them, because
of course I know it.
There's a lot that are waiting for these. Get to them before they.
Well, guys, you've even heard it from myself. You've heard it from Slim. Like, I want to thank you so much, Slim, for taking the time out today, like, and just even blessing us and just even having that conversation. I hope it sparks other debates in other households, and I want you guys to continue this conversation as well with your children and try and be honest. You know what I mean? And try and be honest to the fact, you know, sometimes where you might have been going wrong, and into the sense of sometimes where we can be doing a little things a little bit more right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining the show and being part of this debate that continuously keeps continuing for us anyway. So we'll continue this topic, we'll continue the debate. But as always, thank every single one of you guys for jumping on as well, like on the chats and everything. So we'll make
their thing out there, yeah. Ladies, all the mums doing their thing, keep doing it, yeah. You're respected, you're loved, yeah. They're talking about the fuck ups.
Love that.
Yeah, but enough love.
Absolutely. So don't be coming on our pages like, oh yeah, Chris, you said this and you said that. Like we said, we're not talking about every young person. We're not talking about every mother. We're not talking about every mother. But at the same time, we've got to call a spade a spade. And some of us, we're not doing great. So,
we need the dialogue to start. So whether people agree with me or not, we need the dialogue started, because whatever's happening, whether I'm right, whether they're right, or whatever, kids are being stabbed. That is facts.
100%. 100%. Guys, like I said, blessing and love as always for you guys joining on. If you'd like to be on the show, like I said before, please email weareunapologetic.co.uk or get down to any of my platforms if you guys want to share your story. And as always, by us sharing our story and our experience, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start showing that, you know what, if not, we're going through the same thing, or we've got people that's going through something and are able to give you a tool and quickly to be able to be better parents and better people within our village. Because we say it takes a village to raise a child. So let's get back to the roots, like Slim said, like this resetting. Sometimes it's okay to go back. It's okay to say, you know what, I need help. So guys, if you do need that help and you need that support, make sure that you reach out to the people that you know that can support you. As always, keep yourself safe. Young people, keep yourself blessed. Parents, blessing and love as always. Slim, top gun, sir. And
Thank
yeah,
you,
we'll touch
sir.
base soon. Blessing and love. Blessing and love,
Blessed.
guys.
Thank you.